Writing is usually a choice. Lately, it's the only one I have.
날이 좋은 어느 날 새신을 신고 그대를 만나러 가겠어요.
Lately, my life has felt so chaotic that writing became my biggest escape. I would call it productive procrastination. And just to start off with, my eyes a bit irritated. At least my characters are doing fine physically. Writing feels easier than reality. In reality, sometimes things just don't add up, they don't make sense. But in your story, in your novel, everything is planned. So yeah, hi, my name is Dory, and I'm currently writing a novel. My goal is 80k words. I'm almost at 20k right now, so I'm basically right before the first major plot turns, and it gets more interesting. And by the way, English is not my native language. So if something sounds a little off, let's call it artistic choice.
너와 나 우리의 여름밤 그 세 글자 네 눈에 떠올라 잠깐만 아니야
I think that's the problem. Writing feels easier than real life right now.
오늘은 그 말을 하기 싫어
Because I can decide what happens next.
그 얘기 많이 해본 것 같아 고백은 조금씩 상하잖아
Honestly, I prefer predictable right now over chaos, which would be my life. And in a story, you decide what's going to happen, you decide where it leads, you decide everything, and in real life it just doesn't work like that. You can do your best to open doors, directions more like, and I think that's what I'm scared of right now, because yeah, I'm doing my best. I had the experience that one door closes, and it was hard to get to the open door, if that makes sense. I guess that's why I tend to escape right now, because I have control. There's structure and there's direction, while real life is messy. Even though, like I said, you're doing your best, still you kind of always have this feeling of hoping it's going to work out. In a story, you don't have to hope because I would almost say like you're like some sort of god that forms and shapes everything. But in real life, you're just, I feel like literally like an ant that hopefully doesn't get lost or get stepped on, or I think a lot of writers may relate to what I'm saying.
Give me more than just words, more than I deserve. 똑같은 실수 이제 지겨워. 너무 지루해 늘 반복된 사과. You're making it feel so numb. All that I ask is to make it right, but all that I see is you trying to hide. 모르고 내 마음을 모르고. I wanna leave it all behind. I don't wanna hear you apologize. 돌리고 빙빙 말만 돌리고. I don't wanna try so hard to make it stay into my life. Back and forth, I'm running out of ways, I'm running out of days. I'm keeping my hopes high, getting nothing right, giving so much and loving you to pass time.
Actually, I have a painting. Well, I think the easiest way to express my feelings is still through writing. But I also paint, by the way, and I never get my paintings. Like, I look at them, I don't understand what they mean. But sometimes, like 1 year later on, I look at it and I understand it. Not fully, but somehow. I have one that fits my situation pretty well. I'm gonna put it here. And as you can see, I mean, I need to pretend as if I can see. There's a moth on the face of the girl. The night has something dangerous about it, something uncertain. Something that I can't really grasp. And that's how I feel right now, actually. I actually have prints of this painting. Just no one ever bought one. And like in the painting, the moth nut's gonna stay forever on my face. And this face is not gonna stay forever either, so maybe it's fine. Maybe I don't need to figure everything out, and maybe it's enough to just stay here for a while. And just talking about it already made me gain some clarity. That's good, I think. I don't think, I know. That's good. So, yeah. If you want to stay around, do if you want to. And I hope I see you in my next video.
Escape my sight, the winds hum through the pines, and the rain that still entwines. The city is asleep, moonlight caught so deep. Footsteps dragging slow, and cold air on my skin is pulling me back in. The silence starts to sing, I feel the stillness grow, surrendering to light that pierces through the night. Stories told, and gravel paths of rust and gold. Yet still I hear the sound of roots beneath the ground.